Patrick Mahomes. What's up, Mahomes? Chiefs quarterback. Got the Broncos coming up. Played at Texas Tech. Started at Texas A&M. His dad was a really good quarterback as well. His dad, played some baseball as well. So interesting pedigree there. Had the win over the Bengals, and he threw for 4 touchdowns and just 1 interception. On the season, he's got 22 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. The Chiefs quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, joining us. Good morning, Patrick. If you could pick out one highlight that would sum up your season so far, what's the highlight that you would want us to see?
Selfishly, I would say the scramble around. I threw the touchdown to Chris Conley in the back of the end zone against the 49ers. But I think one of the fair plays was the touchdown to Tyreek against the Patriots. Just in that situation, and being able to step up in the pocket and make that throw, and then him make that play was pretty sweet.
Do you have doubts going into games?
No, not at all. I mean, especially with this team and with this repertoire I have of weapons around me, I know that I don't have to try to do too much, and I feel like that's the biggest thing that's gotten me to this point this season is I'm not trying to do too much. I'm just trying to be myself and run this offense how it's supposed to be ran and let the big plays come.
Aaron Rodgers said there are times he goes to the line of scrimmage, he'll just look at coverage, and he knows it's going to be a touchdown. Have you had one of those moments or a couple of those moments this year?
Definitely know there's going to be a big play. You go up there sometimes and you know that you've kind of scripted those plays just for this coverage, and you know that their defense does it this way. And so there's certain plays, especially when you have a guy like Tyreek, and you can see that they're not deep enough to guard him running down the field, that I know there's a good chance it's going to be a big play.
Can Tyreek Hill outrun your arm?
As of right now, yeah. I haven't overthrown him yet. He's someone that can roll, man. He's the fastest person I've ever seen. I believe if he was on the track, if he was focused on track, he'd have been in the Olympics, and he'd have been on that 100-meter dash. So it's someone that I gotta throw it a little early if I want to overthrow him.
Okay, what's it like in the huddle when everybody comes back, all these star players, and everybody says they're open and they want the football? How do you keep everybody in the huddle happy?
Yeah, I think the best thing about it is, everybody is just happy for each other. Honestly, no one's calling for the ball. No one's trying to get the ball every single time. Everybody knows with the plays that Coach Reed calls that everybody's going to get a chance to make a play. And so for me, it makes it really easy on me is that I can just go through my reads and everybody's going to kind of get theirs and score touchdowns. What
was it like? You're playing, I can't help but imagine you going back, when you're in college and you're watching football on Sunday, and then all of a sudden, there's Tom Brady playing, and then a couple of years later, you're right there going toe-to-toe with him. What's the experience like?
Yeah, at the time, you don't really realize it. You're just going out there and trying to compete. But when you look back on it, it is really cool to think about. To get to play against someone and that team and of that caliber, you kind of watch football as you grow up and you see him playing. And so for me, I've got a lot of those experiences this year. I've got to play against a lot of great quarterbacks that have been good for a long time, and I'm glad I have my teammates and we can go out there and compete against them.
How often do you miss baseball?
I really don't miss it that much. The only times I ever really miss it are, if you watch the World Series or something like that, or some of the big games, I think about, dang, I could be playing baseball, or once I headed over to a Royals game, you have to throw out the first pitch this off season, and just kind of went in the cage and took a couple swings, and I was like, dang, it is kind of miss a little bit, but at the same time, I just enjoy football so much, and I'm still learning and still get to really just enjoy the benefits of that.
What's tougher, playing quarterback or trying to hit a baseball?
I think, both of them are very tough things. I think playing quarterback personally, just because there's so many decisions you have to make in a split amount of time. But I know from experience, hitting the baseball, especially at that level, is no easy thing.
He's Patrick Mahomes, Chiefs quarterback, and got the Broncos coming up next game. How's the home life? You cooking? What's going on?
I'm definitely not cooking. That's one of the things I'm not good at. But I'm really much just chilling and just studying up on football. I go home, I watch football on TV, or I'm looking in my playbook or at film, and then my my girlfriend cooks for me, or we eat some of our like pre-made meals that we get from this place called Fit Style Foods, and just kind of chill at the house.
Teammates haze you at all?
I mean, yeah, a little bit. That's just how locker room is. I mean, no one really looks into hazing me or anything like that, but we definitely talk trash in the locker room and joke around with each other. And we have a lot of young guys, and everybody gets along. And, I mean, that's what makes our team, I think, truly special.
Yeah, Kelsey said that he makes fun of you. He said he made fun of your voice in the huddle a little bit there. They rough you up a little bit with that?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. But, I mean, the voice is something that's became really popular with everybody kind of making jokes about it. But I've heard the joke since I was in, like, 7th grade. So I've gotten used to it. And, I mean, they know I throw shots back at them, too.
Wait, but where did the voice come from?
I've always had it. I mean, I've always had kind of the hoarse voice. I mean, I guess you'd say. I mean, but I mean, that's just something that became part of me, and I like to own it. And I mean, like I say that I could have like a second career as like a country music artist or something like that.
Can you sing?
I don't know if I can really sing, but I feel like if I could master the voice, I'd have that like that real Southern voice with the country twang to it, and I think people would like it.
I like that. But in Kansas City, they're going to buy anything that you're selling. So,
yeah, for sure. So, I mean, I could maybe here in a few years, I might have to take that route with me.
You wore your dad's Mets jersey before Sunday night's game with the Bengals. How come?
Yeah, I mean, just kind of, I knew that I wanted to show off kind of the things that he had done, and I know the Mets were kind of when I first started remembering him playing baseball, and it was one of my favorite times of my life. And so I wanted to kind of just get to show off that stuff with him and all the success that he had, and he loved it, and then I got to kind of just do something for him.
Who have you heard from that might surprise us this year?
I mean, I've heard from a good amount of people. I think the one that was, I mean, A-Rod, I hadn't talked to him in a couple of years, and so for him, he reached back out to me and messaged me on Instagram and just told me congrats on all the success I'm having, and that he was proud to watch me play and stuff like that. So I mean, I thought that was cool. And then other than that, it's just been family, friends, and people that I've kind of met throughout my life.
Yeah, but didn't A-Rod tell you there's no future in football for you?
Yeah. I mean, it was a thing where when I was young, I mean, everybody thought I was going to be a baseball player, and I mean, that's still today. I mean, people thought I was going to be a baseball player in my high school. Everybody was wondering why I went to college to play football when I could have got drafted in baseball. And, I mean, that's just how it was in my hometown. But, I mean, I feel like I chose the right route, and it's worked out so far.
It's been fun watching, but it feels like, we wait for, that not rookie wall since you're not a rookie, but, defense is trying to figure you out. So how much does Andy Reid help prepare you for that, considering, he's pretty much seen all of it?
Yeah, I think this whole last year that I had and then until now, I mean, just preparing for every single defense that you can see, preparing for everything that defense can throw at you, and then being able to experience that this year. I mean, we've really seen a ton of different defenses and coverages and blitzes this year already, and every one of those is a learning experience for me. And I know people think we're going to hit the wall, but at the same time, I mean, when you have the weapons that I have, I mean, it's hard for defenses to do too much because they have to account for everybody on the field. And I mean, the thing is, we can run the ball so well, we can pass the ball, we can do pretty much everything, and the defense is playing better and better every week. And I'm excited for just the future ahead.
I don't know if Andy Reid saw when you were on our show in the New York studio and you threw the ball and you hit that big, large head of mine, you put a dent in it in the nose, but that to me is what told me you could play in the NFL. None of this other stuff. So
that was a cool experience, man. I'm glad I got to put the dent right in the top of the nose.
Hey, congrats so far, Patrick. Please say hello to your parents for me, and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.